indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Go ahead and call the roll. Mrs. Shumway?
Present.
Mr. Gertz?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with John. Could you please do the resolutions of appreciation?
Need to stand for these two. We have two resolutions of appreciation. We are recognizing two 25-year employees, and anytime you have the opportunity to do that, it's quite the privilege. And our first is Tammy Gingrich. So I don't know if you want to stand up here and be embarrassed the whole time, or you just want me to read it first. So I'll leave it up to you. Yeah, come on.
You've been 25 years. Be proud, you're done. What a
I
great job.
didn't say I'd leave it
You
for
8
you.
years old when you
Her and Teresa were both like 15. So. Resolution of appreciation, Tammy Gingrich. Resolution number 1115. Whereas Tammy Gingrich has faithfully served Geauga Park District since May 1st, 1989, when she was hired as a seasonal naturalist, previously serving among seasonal staff, and throughout her terms as full-time naturalist, field naturalist, and research assistant. Whereas Tammy Gingrich, a gifted interpreter, exudes a genuine love and passion for Geauga's wild animals that is truly contagious and inspirational, and has connected many residents and volunteers to nature through her annual wild bird banding, Project Feeder Watch, and the Great Backyard Bird Count. Whereas Tammy Gingrich has shared her skills through public programs, citizen science projects, photography, and her work with the Natural Resource Management Department, lending her vast knowledge of birds, insects, and mammals to collect baseline data for long-term management plans, guiding the responsible development and stewardship of park lands, a legacy far-reaching through time. Whereas Tammy Gingrich has long been in charge of the Park District's important monarch butterfly tagging and monitoring, and through countless hours of egg collection and care for caterpillars, is the one person absolutely key to the annual success of the popular monarch display at the Great Geauga County Fair, more important now than ever to educate on the monarch's drastic decline. Whereas Tammy Gingrich has been responsible for the building and maintenance of park bluebird boxes, her long-running citizen science bluebird box stocks are some of the most loyal and dedicated volunteers, and for the past 11 years has coordinated the annual 24-hour BioBlitz event, engaging professionals in all areas to volunteer their time to collect valuable biological data for the Park District. Whereas Tammy Gingrich has coordinated the Park District's small research grant program, helping numerous college students obtain much-needed funding for research to complete their educational degrees, and has also assisted many young Eagle Scouts in successful completion of their projects. Whereas Tammy Gingrich has been recognized statewide for expertise in moths and butterflies. Therefore, be it resolved, the Geauga Park District Board of Commissioners extends its gratitude to Tammy Gingrich for contributions to preserve, conserve, and protect the natural features of Geauga County, and to provide outdoor recreational experiences to our residents of every age, every ability, and all times of the year. Thank you, Tammy.
Wow, this is really neat. I actually knew I was going to get something today, and I started thinking back on when I started here, and I was talking to Teresa, who's going to be up here in a minute, and we actually started in a little ramshackle house trailer at the Big Creek Maintenance Shop, and it was me and Dan Best, Judy Barnhart, and Teresa, Sherry Bosworth, and the director at the time, John O'Meara, all in this teeny tiny little house trailer. And with a bathroom that had a door that didn't shut. But I can't believe how many places I've been. Our naturals department moved into a little farmhouse at Swine Creek Park next to the maintenance shop. And then this building was built, and we moved up here to the Meyer Center. And then the Westwoods was built, and we moved down to the Westwoods. And then I was moved into the natural resource department, and I moved back up here. And I was actually thinking about all the desks or the offices that I've had over the years, and I've had 8 different offices, 5 of which have been in this building on every level of the building. So I can't believe how many offices that I've had over the years. But anyhow, I just can't believe how much this park has grown. It was so small when I started, small in staff and small in acreage, and I just can't believe how much it's grown over the years, and I can't believe what a wonderful park system we have. The natural resources that we have in our parks are unbelievable. In my job, I do a lot of research, so I get out in parts of the park that no one ever sees, and I see rare and threatened and endangered species that no one gets to see, and this park is just amazing. And I just hope we continue to grow and protect the natural resources that we have for future generations. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll be here for another 25 years.
Your turn, Teresa. Come on. How old were you? Teresa was 20 when she started. 19, 20, 16, so. All right, resolution of appreciation, Teresa Runyon. Whereas Teresa Runyon has faithfully served Geauga Park District since January 17, 1990, when she was hired as a clerk, and throughout her term as secretary, special events coordinator, and development associate. Whereas Teresa Runyon possesses an exceptional blend of organization, drive, enthusiasm, that she does, creativity and professionalism, as well as the ability to harness the talent and ambition of a diverse range of personalities and working styles to meet deadlines and stay on target, always to celebrated results. Whereas Teresa Runyon is a tremendous team leader, coordinated the Nature Arts Festival every year before last annual amphitheater series, Nature Center, artist exhibitions, community arts projects such as Infantry, Discarded Art, Biocentennial, Creativity Tapped, and Nature of Metal, Volunteer Flea Market, Great Geauga County Fair, Building Presence, and numerous dedications, grand openings, and special events such as Holidays, Art Takes a Bow, and Winter Solstice. Whereas Teresa Runyon has become intricately woven into and highly respected by Geauga's arts community and serves as a valued and trusted ambassador to the arts, media, and community at large. Whereas Teresa Runyon exemplifies an adventurous attitude toward new endeavors, most recently embracing an unplanned year-long switch to the development department in the face of its important fundraising goals and new skill sets, where she proceeded to attract sponsorships worth $9,800 for the Caveman Crawl, 5K, and further fundraising for Nature Scopes, the Chip Henry Institute, and more. Whereas Teresa Runyon has resumed her position as Special Events Coordinator with renewed vim and vigor, leading the first ever Frozen Fest to record-breaking attendance and tremendous public applause, and has laid out an ambitious and exciting schedule of special events for 2015. Some time-tested, some original, are all sure to connect audiences, new and old, to all the Park District has to offer. Therefore, be it resolved, the Geauga Park District Board of Park Commissioners extends its gratitude to Teresa Runyon for her contributions to preserve, conserve, and protect the natural features of Geauga County and to provide outdoor recreational experiences to our residents of every age, every ability, and all times of the year. Congratulations, Teresa.
Just a few words. I echo the sentiments of Tammy, who was up here prior to me coming up, and it's interesting how many changes have happened over the years. I too had 8 different office locations at both buildings. It's a great place to learn new things, and I'm constantly learning here. In my year as development associate, I learned so much, and I've been able to take that knowledge into my position as events coordinator, and also provide sponsorships for some of our events, some of our programs, and it's exciting to continue along with the Park District on its journey. So thank you so much. It doesn't feel at all like 25 years to me because I'm doing what I love.
Yeah, that'd be perfect, thank you.
You just want to introduce Tom here real quick?
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to introduce, we have a new park planner, Tommy Yoakum. He comes to us from, he's a graduate of the Ohio State University, and he spent about a year and a half up in Cape Cod at a landscape architecture and planning firm up there, and then most recently was with Corson Associates in Chagrin Falls before joining us at the park, so he's kind of a new addition to the planning department.
And you,
Gonna make him talk?
I was gonna say, you don't wanna say I'm thrilled that I'm here in Geauga County rather than Cape Cod right now with their 2 feet of snow.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I look forward to working with the Geauga County Parks. So.
Terrific, we're glad to have you. Okay, really quickly, I want to go ahead and approve or amend the minutes. Did you have any questions in regards to? Okay, I have one comment just so that everybody knows and so that we're clear. In regards to the minutes of the January 13th board meeting, resolution 2-15 did not include start-up uniforms, but John Orles has addressed the cost and policy on start-up uniforms for people at this one. So I would make a motion to see if we would go ahead and approve the January 13th minutes as they appear.
Call the roll for the vote. Mr. Gertz?
Yes.
Mrs. Shumway?
Yes. Okay, now before we go on to finance, just 1 minute. Kim Laurie came in the room, if you could come up. Kim is the newly appointed court liaison, and I just wanted you all to note, Kim is bringing us information from the February 7th meeting that the judge had with several residents. And I want to make everybody very, very aware of the relationship here with the judge and this board. You all are welcome to tell the judge whatever it is that you feel we're not doing or well or that we need to improve upon, as I believe some people have done and made comments. But that does not mean because the judge is passing that information on to us that it is in any way an edict. Just so that we're clear on that, okay? It's just information and communication. You want to go ahead and use the microphone? Thanks.
Thank you very much. I'll just go ahead and read this. Judge Grandel asked me to pass on his congratulations to the board, Director Uros, and the staff on the success of Frozen Fest. The participation of over 1,700 people demonstrates the value of our county parks as a great place for Geauga County residents to gather, learn, appreciate nature, and enjoy the recreational benefits provided by our wonderful park district. Judge Grandel also asked that I share with the park board the results of his informal meetings on Saturday with residents who joined him in his chambers for coffee, donuts, and conversation about our world-class county parks. The residents discussed a variety of matters, including but not limited to a request for a bridle trail at Orchard Hills, a request for more dedicated bridle trails throughout the parks, a request for a dog park, a request for a disc golf course at one of the parks, a request for a meeting between the Park District and representatives of the Chagrin Valley Hunt Organization to discuss park usage for periodic dog training exercises, a request for more sledding hills and volleyball courts, but no motorized dirt bikes. One resident was interested in discussing a possible land sale to the Park District, A request that the Park District discontinue its $20 facility use fee. A request for non-motorized boat access for kayaks, canoes, and rowboats to the stream below Headwaters Dam near Grand View Golf Club. And a request for identification and protection of medicinal herbs along a bike trail. Contrary to the suspicious assumptions made in some letters to local newspapers, the residents met with Judge Grindel informally in his chambers, and the judge dressed casually. All of the residents seemed to enjoy the opportunity to meet and speak freely with the judge, and many thanked Judge Grindel for the opportunity to speak with him about their desires for the parks. Because of the success of these meetings, Judge Grindel and I intend to hold similar open meetings with individual residents in the future. Thank you. And if anybody has any questions, you can contact me. My phone number is 440-279-1868. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, Michelle.
I'll be presenting on the financials tonight. We have three funds, as always. Beginning with our general fund began the month with $6,328,931.67. We had expenditures of the month, $350,011.51, and revenue of $14,143.01. Nothing really notable in that. And ending the balance at $5,993,063.17. Land Improvement Fund began with $3,262,218.74. Expenditures of $54,192.57. Revenue of $308.62. Ending balance of $3,208,334.79. Retirement reserve began the month at $82,438.43. Revenue of $4.26, ending at $82,442.69. Were there any questions on the financials this month?
No.
All right. Are there any questions on the pre-approvals? We do have before you a set of pre-approvals. This is quite frankly the largest list that we've ever put before the board. It does include a number of vehicles. The total pre-approval requested for the month of February to be purchased in the month of March and beyond is $382,000. I know this list is wrong. I'm going to get your total. This is not my list. Do you have the total, Anna?
382,370.10.
$382,370.10.
Okay, I just had a couple comments, and Tammy is still here, correct?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I couldn't see you. So one of the things on here is Burton Floral. That's the greenhouse propagation materials. That would be so that we can do more milkweed and other, okay, just checking. Then the naturalists aren't here, but John, you can tell me to verify. 20 kayaks for the naturalists. That would be for the Chip Henry Institute camps and other programs within the parks, correct?
Correct.
Okay. The pre-approval list looks fabulous that we're adding.
We do have some additional vehicles for next month that we didn't get on this month.
Planning and Matt McHugh. This question was who got the G.
Oh, okay.
Well, planning and Matt McHugh.
And our,
Yeah. Originally, we were looking at Explorer, but it wasn't available, so typically we go for Explorer.
okay. So you had no other questions on pre-approvals? Because we need to vote to accept the pre-approvals requested for February.
Mrs. Shumway,
Vote yes.
Mr. Kurtz,
Okay, also before you, we have the expenditures for the month of January. Total expenditures, including the payroll expenses, were $404,204.08. Were there any questions on the expenditures before you?
I didn't have any questions, did you? These are on your vouchers.
Yes.
motion to approve the vouchers for, through January 31st, 2015.
Mrs. Shumway?
Yes?
Mr. Gertz?
That's it for me for
I
now.
was going to say, I don't think you have anything else, do you, Michelle?
Moving to, I was going to say, I don't know if Matt has anything, but he's welcome to take the podium.
I was gonna say, there's nothing really new with the projects, because everything's pretty much at final completion that you have from last year's projects. And then the projects for 2015 are currently bidding. The bid opening will be on March 3rd.
Okay, so the only news you really have is that the park surveys will be available.
Yeah, so the survey right now is being programmed and tested. It will be online and available starting Tuesday, the 17th.
Did you have any questions? Nope. Okay. Okay, you have a
So actually, so Paul's going to do a presentation on our natural resource management plans. And actually at the November board meeting, we gave an overview of the planning process for projects here. So basically, Paul's going to pick up, just to kind of segue from that presentation, that was the overall process we went through for all planning projects here. The inventory and analysis phase is where there's a number of things that go on during that phase as far as review of purchase agreements, funding opportunity review, schedules. But a big part of that phase is reviewing the natural resource management plans that our NRM department puts together. So Paul's going to give a presentation on basically what goes into preparing those management plans, how they're utilized not only as far as for projects, but also just in the natural resource management of our properties.
Perfect.
Could I actually maybe request the lights to maybe tone down just a touch? We've got some nice slides up here. I want folks to be able to see. Would that be possible? Thank you. Well, I'd like to introduce myself. My name's Paul Pira. I'm the wildlife biologist for the Park District here. I've been here, about 10 years or so, and certainly enjoy working in such a beautiful county. We're very privileged. We have wonderful natural resources here in this county. Thank you all for giving me a few minutes of your time today. Does anyone have cabin fever here yet? I think we all kind of do. I know I do, and my wife certainly lets me know that every day I come home. We have 4 kids, so and she homeschools, so I know about cabin fever, and she knows better than I do. But so I get this opportunity. It seems like every year or so, about this time anyway, I get to come and share some nice photos, some beautiful pictures of plants and animals and green things and water. So I'm happy to do that with you all here today. Really, how many acres do we own here in Geauga County? Geauga Park District is about close to 10,000 acres we own and or manage. That's a lot of land, and we have a huge responsibility. It's complex. It's an important responsibility entrusted, to the Park District here. At the same time, we have to balance use and development with that, and in the same token, of course, we want to maintain biodiversity and properly balanced ecosystems and functioning that way. So it's really quite a task. And with that, I want to talk a little bit about one of our kind of key tools that we use. Geauga Park District uses something called natural resource management plans. The natural resource management staff here have been responsible for these, and they take about a year. Some of them, it depends on the size of the property, can go even longer than that. But it's a great tool that we use, and we work with the planning department. They use them in development and ideas on how to properly develop park land. So look at all these beautiful things that we have to talk about. Natural resource management, of course, is just this. It's really the conservation of land and water and again, just that, balancing those resources and the use there. Ecological integrity, what does that mean? Biological integrity, you'll hear me say that probably a number of times here. Basically, if you think about your house, okay, your home, they have all these different rooms and they have different things in those rooms. Certain rooms, like the kitchen, should have a sink, it should have a stove, it should have a kitchen table and a refrigerator, right? Those are the right things to be in that particular place or room or habitat. Okay, your bedroom would have probably a bed for sleeping and then a dresser for your clothes. That particular room, that particular habitat has certain things in it. Now, ecological integrity, habitats, certain processes, certain streams, certain forests, wetlands have certain plants and animals that belong there, native ones that we are concerned about, and we want to make sure that they continue to be there and have the proper functioning. So that's kind of what we do. Natural Resources does a lot of other of these things here too, but what I'm going to concentrate on are our natural resource management plans. We do a little bit of grant work, we do invasive species management, we do habitat creation, fish and wildlife management, things like that. So we have all these wonderful resources. We have forests, we have ledges and caves. These are all from our Park District properties. Beautiful wetlands, of course, in this county. We're very fortunate. I went to heaven being a wildlife biologist in Northeast Ohio. We've got some of the greatest resources. Meadows, wet meadows. Now, how do we differentiate these? How do we distinguish one is more important biologically than the other? Do we have a way of prioritizing things like this for park planning? And that was just really the question that was kind of put to me when I started 10 years ago. We have these park lands. What do we have? First of all, is the big question. Okay, we acquire a piece of property. What do we have? What is on that piece of property? What's special there? What's important? And what do we do? How do we responsibly develop that piece of property so people can enjoy it? While at the same time, of course, protecting the plants and animals. So here's some just basic guiding principles for natural resource management. I'm not going to read all of these, but you can certainly look at those. That's kind of our philosophy, what we think about when we're looking at big picture things here. Basically, biodiversity, more native biodiversity is important in general terms. Healthy, balanced systems are really the goal. Again, so how do we start with all of this? Well, the first thing really is to take a look and see what exactly we have on the piece of property. How do you know how to manage it properly or responsibly if you don't know what you have? So we go out and do biological survey work, inventories, really what they're called. And we answer questions, what kind of communities are present there? What's the quality of the plants and animals? Are there any rare ones out there? Are they changing? Can things change? Are they being impacted by invasive plants or pollution or things like that? Are any areas suitable for restoration? We've done some restoration work lately, and this is really kind of fascinating. We've been doing some things out at Orchard Hills Park and out at Furring Meadows and things like that. If you have a chance to go out and look at some of those wetland and forest kind of restoration projects. Now, all that inventory work then is used and incorporated directly into what we call the management plan, the written document, what we get to do during the winter months here. A lot of people ask me, well, gosh, what in the world do you do all winter long? And I say, well, we do a lot of writing. We get to go outside an awful lot in the summer and the field season, but in the summer or during the winter months we write up what we've worked on all field season. And they're big picture documents. They help guide, again, natural resources and the management of those, but more importantly, I think, help guide planning.